Very good morning, children. I hope all are fine. And coming to our 7th standard geography, this is the 12th chapter in our textbook, which comes under the geography. The title of the topic is Earth's Interior, Rocks and Minerals. And in this, you are going to see the composition of the Earth's interior. What are the important layers we see the Earth's interior? And here in the introduction, what they are explaining that Earth had our planet Earth was a mass of hot gases. That means 4.54 billion years ago, our Earth was a mass of hot gases, and slowly it cooled down and formed as a solid outermost layer. So after 4.5 billion, before 4.54 billion years ago, it was a mass of hot gases. And slowly what happened? It cooled down and formed as a solid outermost layer, and which was called crust or lithosphere. And this lithosphere actually contains the different land masses. What are the important land masses? So it contains important land masses. Those are, that is what, mountains, plateaus, valleys, even gorges also. So in that way, plateaus, mountains, valleys, gorges, hills, this solid outermost layer contains all the important land masses which you can see on the earth's surface. And you have to understand that the science which deals about the interior of the earth is called geology. Understood? What is geology? The science which deals about the interior of the earth, that is geology. And the people who study about that, the people who do research on the interior part of the earth, those are called geologists. See, you can easily understand the term geologist. For example, if your father is a farmer, in order to get the underground water, you should have a tube well. So, in order to drill the tube well, actually you consult whom? You consult a geologist. So, geologists, whenever they come to your farm and they see where the source of water is actually present in the interior of the earth in your farm. So, through their methods, they come to know where the water is available. So, afterwards we can go for tube well, and afterwards we can drill the water from the interior of the earth and we can supply water to the fields. In such a way, geologists help us. Understood? So, the geology, the science which deals about interior of the earth, and the people who study about that science, that is called, those people are called geologists. And now my question is, how do we know the interior of the earth? What are the sources? And how the people came to know about the interior of the earth? What are the important sources? Means the volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and deep mines. These are the important sources which actually, through which we came to know about the interior of the earth. Through what? Volcanic eruptions. Particularly in case of volcanic eruptions, what we see, whenever volcano erupts, whenever lava comes out of the interior of the earth, it becomes magma, and whenever you do research on that magma, we come to know the composition of the interior of the earth, which type of minerals actually present in the interior of the earth. After investigating, after doing research about the magma which actually spread on the earth's surface. Understood? That is what volcanic eruptions. Next, earthquakes. Even through earthquakes also, we come to know about the interior of the earth. How do we know? That here also they have explained earthquake waves, the change in the behavior of earthquake waves. Generally, earthquake waves are three here: P waves, S waves, L waves. What are the three waves? P waves, S waves, L waves. primary waves, secondary waves, low waves. These waves actually, whenever earthquake take place, whenever earthquake originate in one place, different waves are originated. They make their journey through mediums, through different medium. Through that mediums means what? Either solid medium or liquid medium. Among these, some waves don't make their journey through liquids, through solids. That is their characteristic. So with that we come to know there is a solid part in the interior of the earth. There is a liquid part in the interior of the earth. About the journey of those waves. Understood? I hope you understood how earthquakes also help us to know about the interior of the earth. In case of earthquakes, particularly earthquake waves, whenever you come to know about which type of earthquakes have been actually recorded in the Richter scale, in the seismograph, we come to know about the interior of the earth. Next, deep mines. What are mines? Generally, in order to get minerals, what we do? We do digging. Whenever you do digging, automatically we come to know about the interior of the earth. Which type of mines we have? We have the open cast mines, deep mines. We are getting minerals. For example, coal mines are there, iron ore mines are there. In order to extract iron ore, in order to extract limestone, in order to extract the coal, we do mining. Whenever we do mining, automatically we come to know what is there in the interior of the earth. So these are the three important sources to know about the interior of the earth. Remember, what are those? Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, deep mines. Okay. Then what is the composition? Do you find only solid part in the interior of the earth? Do you find only liquid part? Do you find gases? What is the composition? See, the composition of the earth is not homogeneous. That means you don't find the same state. The same state. That means liquid or gas or solid. You don't find the same state. In some places you may find solid, in some places you may find gas, some places you may find liquid. That's why the composition is not homogeneous. The density of the materials, generally the composition actually depends on the density of the materials. The density of the materials. Next, the change in the behavior of the earthquake waves. So based on this, we can see the composition of the earth. And the average density of the earth is 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. You have to remember this. What is the average density of the earth? 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. So, according to so many sources, the man actually went into the interior part of the earth by doing some kind of diggings up to more than 3 kilometers, and we have sent nearly, that is pipelines, in order to extract petroleum, such liquid material, more than 6 kilometers. So up to that, we know about the interior of the earth according to our sources. Now let us see what are the important layers present in the interior part of the earth. The important layers are: number 1, crust; number 2, mantle; number 3, core. Understand? What is the first one? Crust, mantle, core. Now we have to understand what is crust. What do you find in that crust? Which type of minerals actually present in that crust? Up to how many kilometers we can find the crust? Is the thickness of crust is same in all parts of the earth? We should understand. Yes, children. The three important layers of the earth are: the first important one is crust. So the crust actually, which contains rocks and minerals. It is the uppermost layer of the earth's surface, and this contains rocks and minerals. And the important characteristic feature of crust is it is the thinnest layer. Thinnest layer. That means up to 100 kilometers you may find the first layer, that is crust. And this crust covered solid, that is what, soil, lots of minerals. What actually it is the crust is covered with what? Soil and lots of minerals. This crust is divided into two parts, upper continental crust, lower oceanic crust. What are the two parts here? Upper continental crust, lower oceanic crust. Understood? So in this way, here the upper continental crust, which contains two important minerals, that is what, the combination of silicon and aluminum. What is the combination? Silicon and aluminum, and this is called, simply it is called Cl, which contains Cl. The upper continental crust contains Cl, that is silicon and magnesium, aluminum, and the lower oceanic crust contains Sima, that is silicon and magnesium, which contains silicon and magnesium. Lower oceanic crust contains silicon and magnesium. The upper continental crust contains the silicon and aluminum. Understood? And see, one more important thing you have to find regarding the crust. The crust is actually thicker, particularly continental masses. Continental masses, it is thicker. You can find 35 to 40 kilometers. The thickness of the crust in the continental masses is 35 to 40 kilometers, and the crust is thinner at ocean basins, that is 5 to 8 kilometers only. Ocean basin, that means deep parts of the ocean, you can find the thinner part of the crust, that is only 5 to 8 kilometers. Understood? So this is the first important layer in the interior part of the earth. So interior part of the earth, you can find three important layers. The first one we have seen just now, that is crust. Now coming to the mantle. So mantle, which is also called a mesosphere. Mantle is the second layer, and its density is 2400, not density, its thickness is 2900 kilometers. That means after the crust, you can find mantle only. You can find mantle up to how many kilometers in the depth of the earth? That is 2900 kilometers. Understood? And the average density of the mantle is 3.5 gram per cubic centimeter. What is the average density of the mantle? 3.5 gram per cubic centimeters. It ranges to 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. That is the density of the mantle. And what is moho? The boundary line between the crust and mantle is called moho. The simple way, moho means Mohovicic discontinuity. Mohovicic discontinuity. What is Mohovicic discontinuity? The boundary line between the crust and mantle is called a Mohovicic discontinuity. Try to understand. Okay, so how there is two parts in case of crust, upper continental crust and lower oceanic crust. In the same way, mantle also is of two types. That is what, actually two divisions are there: upper mantle and lower mantle. Upper mantle and lower mantle. Then this is completely composed of molten magma, which comes in the form of lava. Understood? So because of this presence of magma only, you find more temperatures in the mantle, and this mantle is composed with alloy. Alloy means what? Iron, magnesium and silicon. Iron, magnesium and silicon. So mantle actually composed with the iron, magnesium and silicon. So alloy is a mixture of iron, magnesium and silicon. So in the case of crust, we have seen silica aluminum and silica magnesium. Here one extra came, that is iron. Understood? So this is what the second important layer of the earth's interior, that is mantle. Now coming to the core. So in case of core, you can find some more important points. That is, it is the innermost layer. Which is innermost layer? Core is the innermost layer. How? Mesosphere, that is mantle, is also called mesosphere. Here core is also called barysphere. What is the other name of core? Barysphere. What is the boundary line between mantle and crust? That is Mohovicic discontinuity. In the same way, there is a boundary line between mantle and core. What that is called? Gutenberg's discontinuity. What that is called a Gutenberg's discontinuity. Understood? Then how there are two types in case of mantle, upper mantle and lower mantle. In the same way, in case of core also you can find outer core and inner core. What are the two parts here? Outer core and the inner core. What is the density of mantle? The density of mantle actually ranges from 3.5 gram per cubic centimeter to 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. In the same way, here also in case of core, the density actually 13 gram per cubic centimeter. What is the density? 13 gram per cubic centimeter. And here the mantle you can find up to 2900 kilometers. The same way core you can find the radius of core is 3500 kilometers. Understood? Then here I told you because of the presence of magma in mantle you can find more temperatures. Even in case of core also you can find the temperature ranges from 2200 degrees Celsius to 5000 degrees Celsius. 2200 degrees Celsius to 5000 degrees Celsius. And how mantle actually composed of olivine, that is it is a composition of iron, magnesium and silica. Here in this way, in case of core you can find a simple way you can find Nife. Nife means nickel and ferrous, that is nickel and iron. Core contains nickel and iron. And because of the presence of this iron, this layer actually earth contains actually there is magnetic properties. Why earth has got magnetic properties? Because of the presence of iron here, particularly in core layer. And finally you have to understand how actually as we go higher and higher elevations on the earth's surface, how the temperature drops, that is 6 degrees Celsius of temperature actually drops per 1000 meters, that is per 1 kilometer. Per 1000 meters ascent, 6 degrees Celsius of temperature decrease on the earth's surface. At the same time, if you go deeper and deeper layers of the earth's temperature actually increases. That is, for every 32 meters depth, 1 degree Celsius of temperature will increase. Because of that only, you can find somewhat the temperatures are more as we go deeper and deeper of the earth's interior. I hope children you understood the introduction, what we have learned, what is the condition of the earth in the beginning, and the term geology means what, who are geologists, and what are the important layers, just now we have seen. So based on this explanation, try to answer the worksheet, and even if you get doubt, see the textbook if you have, and even if you get doubt, just call the number which you have got in the worksheet. Thank you.